Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Kears. How are you today? Well, I'm here again to talk with you about fairy tales. And now, what is a fairy tale? That's right. It's a fictional story. It's pretend or make believe. It's not real. And it's intended for children, so to entertain them, but it has some type of magical element to it. All right, so now we're going to take a look at our fairy tale characters. And our fairy tale characters tend to be royalty. So we're talking about kings and queens and prince and princesses. So we have an image of Princess Tiana there. Sometimes there's talking animals in these stories. So I can think of like the donkey in Shrek or Sebastian the crab in The Little Mermaid. I'm sure you can think of a character that you know that was talking, an animal. There's magical characters. And now when we talk about the settings of a fairy tale, we're talking about when a story takes place and where a story takes place. So the when usually starts by the introduction to the story itself. It says, once upon a time. That answers the when. It was once upon a time. And sometimes they also write at the end of the story, they lived happily ever after. Now, the where it takes place can be usually castles and kingdoms. Remember, we're talking about royalty usually, so kind of makes sense that it would take place there. Now, story events, we talk about magical events happening. So look at this image of Moana when she has the spirit come out. Now, there's always an element of good versus evil, good versus bad. So we have a really good character, somebody we want to be like, and then there's somebody evil that we do not want to be like. Now, there's always usually a moral to the story. We learn a lesson from this, boys and girls. So some of those themes are like to never give up and to follow your dreams, and dreams can come true. Now today, boys and girls, you're gonna hear an audiobook. It's called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. It's one of my favorite stories, and you're gonna hear the audio from the writer himself. Now, it's known to be a fractured fairy tale. And what does fracture mean? Well, a fracture is when you actually break something. You injure it if you do that to one of your bones. So you need to get it fixed. So a fractured fairy tale is similar to that. It's written to be humorous, make us laugh, by changing a fairy tale in an unexpected way. So the author is very creative and changes the story, and we didn't expect it, but it's very funny and entertaining. So I hope you enjoy this story that I prepared for you today. And then I want you to think, once you complete that story, and think about what we read yesterday, which was the story of the Three Little Pigs. And I want you to know, what was similar, what was the same, and what was different about those two stories? So remember, how are they similar, and how are they different? All right. Thank you very much, boys and girls. Have a great day.